I'll call the October 8th, 2019 West Mead Township Board of Supervisors meeting to order. Roll call.
Jordan.
Bovard,
Here.
Jordan,
Here.
Chartle.
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, please note that all supervisors' public meetings are subject to public and/or private audio and video recording. Public comment on agenda items. Please note that public comment will also be received during each agenda item and at the end of the meeting. Is there any public comment on the agenda items tonight? Being none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the September 10th, 2019 study session and regular meeting minutes as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call?
Jordan,
Yes.
Chartle.
Yes.
Bovard.
Yes. Entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's reports for September 2019 and approve the payment of bills in the amount of $219,363.09, subject to audit.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Any discussion?
I'd have to say that the majority of this is probably some salt and materials that we had purchased throughout the summer, so that's probably getting towards the tail end of the year right there.
I also noticed that there was about $24,000 that went out to our two fire
Yeah, I
departments.
see that, yeah.
Right.
The Relief Association money that's just a pass through the township.
Right.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Jordan,
Yes.
Chartle.
Yes.
Bovard.
Yes. Municipal reports. Police Chief Chip Brown.
Good evening. For the month of September, we received 107 complaints, with 98 of those being cleared. There were 6.5 hours of patrol time in the school zones, with 44 hours of special detail. There was 116 hours of traffic watch and patrol time, 91 hours spent in the office, 9 hours of arrest and processing, 70.5 hours of investigative time, 19.5 hours was spent in court, with 28.5 hours of miscellaneous time for meetings, trips to the lab, etc. There was 16 hours spent on training, and for the month we had 36 traffic stops with 11 citations being issued. 4 for speeding, 1 for stop sign, 2 for driving under suspension, 1 for unregistered vehicle, and 3 for careless driving. There were 25 warnings issued, 4 for speeding, 3 for stop sign, 7 for faulty equipment, 3 for expired registration, 1 for failure to yield, 1 for inspection violation, and 1 careless driving. There were 5 parking complaints. Total of 52 investigations for the month, with 2 reportable accidents, 1 non-reportable, 4 burning ordinance complaint violations, and 3 animal complaint violations. We assisted other departments 5 times. We were assisted by other departments once, assisted fire and EMS twice. We assisted other agencies once. There were 5 residential burglar alarms for the month. We assisted citizens twice and assisted general motorists 1 time. We recovered 1 item of stolen property. There were 10 calls with information requesting to speak to the police. We had 1 call from just general information from the public. There were 2 check welfare calls, 2 calls for subpoena court service, and 1 fingerprint notification. We investigated 1 self-inflicted death of suicide, 3 civil complaints, 2 sexual assaults, 3 either DUI or DUID, drug-related DUIs, 2 drug offenses, 1 arrest for drug paraphernalia, 1 fraud, investigated 2 criminal mischief complaints, 1 burglary complaint, 2 thefts, 1 PFA violation, 3 domestic disturbance calls, 1 terroristic threat, 2 trespassing, 2 harassment, 3 suspicious persons calls, and 1 behavioral. There was 1 felony arrest for criminal trespass for breaking into a structure. There were 10 misdemeanor arrests, 3 arrests for drug-related offenses, 3 arrests for DUI, and various other traffic citations, and 1 PFA contempt of violation arrest, and 1 summary harassment. Total mileage of all vehicles was 2,510 miles for the month.
Okay, any questions for Chip?
I don't think, other than that issue that we talked about last month on the speed over on First Street is still an issue. I talked to the resident actually yesterday, and kind of beside herself because she said some of it slowed down, but quite a bit of it hasn't.
Well, I know the guys have been being visible over in that area. You know, other than being visible, the complaints come in across the township for speeding. I don't really mean to say nature of the beast, but it's not just West Mead Township.
Right.
You talk to the other agencies in the area, I mean, speed and the way people drive is just increasing everywhere. We do the best we can and try to be visible to slow them down, but as soon as you leave and go somewhere else, then, you know, 5 minutes later, it starts again. So, not exactly sure what the end result answer is, but, you know, people just have to learn to slow down, and especially when kids are out and it's getting darker sooner and Halloween's coming up in a few weeks, and, you know, people just have to slow down and take caution in the areas they're in.
Yep.
And it's no different in the school zones. I mean, Rod will tell me, you know, once a week about somebody that's oblivious to what's going on.
Just to mention, we had a request from some residents that they wanted us to reassess the signs over by the Neeson Hill School, and we did. And I took into consideration their complaint, and we added some additional signs above Barton Road, but yet in between Barton and the cemetery, okay? Because if you come off of Barton Road, or even in Williamson Road, your first notification was past Barton Road. And we have a tree there that really needs to be trimmed, and we've had some issues over that. So, because it's a state road, you know, and we don't have really the jurisdiction to go in there and start whacking on a tree. But, you know, the thing of it is we just added signs to give it more notice above, so just so that you guys know that.
And, you know, we appreciate all the signage. I know they spoke, you know, and we've been in constant conversations for years about lighted signs and the blinking electric type signs they have, and, you know, we have to deal with the best we can as the township to try to make it visible, and we try. It's
Right.
just whether people tend to observe it or not.
Okay, Chip, thank you very much. John with the road report for the last month.
From 9/10 to today, 10/8, we had quite a few repairs to some of the equipment. We had some miscellaneous repairs and setup for the bucket truck that we purchased, and then we also, again, I had mentioned it last month that we took possession of the truck that we had ordered for winter maintenance for snow plowing. It's actually a dump truck that it needs some things put on it to make it more accessible for what we do with it here. So our park maintenance continues on, you know, the mowing, weed eating to all 3 parks. We also finished up quite a bit of work to the new bathrooms at the Oak Grove Park. We have some small items that need to be attached to the wall down there yet, and then we did all the backfill and the concrete, and that stuff is done at this point. And then we had continued to do some seal coating over the roads, and we went back and swept off the loose stone after that. We have started some leaf collection, but it's been a slow start as for, you know, the leaves, they're not down, you know what I mean? So we have been out and we've got some, but it's been a kind of a call-in basis, and I know Mary's been taking some of the calls. And again, if you choose to bag the leaves, that's up to you. If you want to do that, we'll come and get them. But you got to call and let Mary know where they're located. And we also did a joint culvert pipe project with Woodcock Township this last month. And then we started to go through all of our winter equipment, plows, recondition wings, also sandblasting, welding repairs, and paint, and then new edges on the plows and wings if it was needed. And we also started a complete service of all the plow trucks, which is all the fluids, filters, and everything it takes to, you know, update the thing for the winter. Also, we're going to make a complete lap around the township to repair or replace road signs, posts, and delineators. And again, you know, if we notice a mailbox here or there, you might get a phone call from us to, you know, tighten up that mailbox, because it isn't going to be long. We're going to be into the winter season. So we just make that suggestion to everybody, because again, the snow plowing is tough on, you know, everything in its way. So, and mailbox, they're not excluded. So, and again, once we get caught up, we're going to start cutting brush in a number of different areas in the township. So that's our month.
Okay, any questions for John? Thank you very much. Mary with the zoning report.
There were 2 demolitions of $6,900, 3 residential additions totaling $122,100, 2 residential garage and sheds at $10,710, and 1 commercial addition at $44,000, a total of $183,710.
Okay, any questions for Mary?
No.
No. Thank you very much. First item of business, entertain a motion to continue the contract with Reed Oil Company for the purchase of unleaded gasoline and diesel fuel to be effective until December 31st, 2021.
I'll make that a motion.
And I'll second it.
Discussion?
This is just maintenance stuff that we do every year. You know, we do a joint bid with other municipalities as well, and Reed Oil's been the supplier for a number of years, and they do us a pretty good job of keeping us, especially through the winter months, keeping us fueled up, and so we can keep right on rolling. So just a normal thing there.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Okay, as John already touched on, leaf collection schedule. Vacuuming of leaves by the road department will begin in the next few weeks and will continue as long as the weather holds out. The basic schedule will continue as in years past, with Monday and Tuesday on the south side of the township, Wednesday and Thursday on the north side of the township. Residents may also bag their leaves and call the township building to arrange for pickup by the road department or for more information. And the final note for the evening, trick or treat night in West Mead Township will be on Thursday, October 24th, 2019, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. This is the same night as the city of Meadville and Vernon Township. Any public comment at this time? Okay, hearing none. Supervisor's final comment, Mike?
Just one thing, get several complaints about people blowing their grass and that out on the streets in their leaves. I wouldn't do that. Number one, there's a law about doing it. It's illegal to do it. For people that mow their grass, make the first couple passes in, then turn around. Just don't blow everything out in the street, especially this time of year when things get dark and, and the leaves, like the leaves, John and them will be around when the leaves start coming down. You're gonna see some piles. Just be cautious with the kids, because the kids like to play in leaves along the streets. Don't go running through them with your cars and that. That's the only thing I'd like to say.
Hey, John?
Actually, it's funny Mike mentions that, because we actually went out in a couple of locations and had to clean the street up. It was that bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to go out with the blowers
And blow everything off
and,
after.
yeah, because, we were worried of rain,
Yeah.
and it just makes the street slick
Slippery,
with
yeah.
grass or leaves on
Yeah.
it, and so we ended up cleaning it up,
So, yeah.
But as far as my final comment, the only thing I have is there's an upcoming election, and just everybody come out and do your thing. And,
Yep.
and vote your pleasure. And again, watch out for the trick-or-treats.
Yes.
And our police department will be out in full force, I'm sure, and our fire department as well. And other than that, I just say, let's get ready for the next step, which is winter.
Okay, I have nothing at this time. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion, Don.
And I'll second that.
We want to talk about it, extend this meeting a little while longer?
Not unless you have something else you want to talk about.
Roll call.
Jordan,
Yes.
Chartle,
Yes.
Bovard.
Yes. Thank you very much. Have a nice
Mary,
evening.
And Mary, you did a fine job.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.